Virgo, hello. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Joe. For those of you that do, welcome back. And to everybody that's here watching this video, I'm grateful that you are here checking in with me as we run down through your love, romance, and relationship tarot reading for February 14th through the 28th, 2021. So about Valentine's Day through the end of February. And keep in mind, it's not a template on the time frame. So don't hold me to that. If this reading is for you, you'll know it, you'll feel it, you won't question it. And if it is for you, perfect, claim it. If it's not for you, though, remember, Virgo, there's always another message and another time, another day that might be better suited for you, okay? So don't try to fit yourself into circumstances that don't really speak to you, all right? So after that, my disclaimer, let's get started here and see what is going on, Virgo. This is going to just run through some cards, you and your person, and a potential outcome. And we're going to see what may be going on for you in February. And if I need to clarify with some extra cards, I will. But I don't often really need to clarify too many things. I don't feel it's necessary for such a short reading and such a short time frame. All right. So, Virgo, let's start pulling your cards. You know, Taurus had the Wheel of Fortune, so you might check out that reading. Different deck, but nonetheless, Wheel of Fortune. Five of Pentacles, Taurus. And Four of Swords. Virgo. I said Taurus. Virgo. Taurus had the Wheel of Fortune, so I apologize if I kind of misspoke there, but you have the Seven of Swords. Your person has the Ten of Swords. The Magician. Virgo, what is going on? Nine of Pentacles. Very, very soulful, deep reading. Virgo. Three of Cups. Okay, so I do feel instantly after seeing these cards and the Three of Cups coming out being like the focal point of this reading of you, Virgo, your person, with the Three of Cups. It's I feel like this Three of Cups was an expectation that hasn't quite lived up to what you might have imagined or hoped for. And I think your person feels the same way. So I feel like there's this mutual understanding that what this relationship was supposed to be hasn't lived up to its intended or hopeful expectation is really kind of what I see here. The Wheel of Fortune, this is like really fate coming in, something just out of control in your circumstance, their circumstance probably, but certainly yours for sure, is shifting things in your relationship life with your person. Because you have the Five of Pentacles and Four of Swords. I think you're feeling that this, like I said, that this relationship has not lived up to its potential. With the Five of Pentacles can quite often be a feeling of abandonment or just losing everything or losing out or being, even destitute, alone, without resources, without ability to fend for oneself. But I feel like this Five of Pentacles here, it really to me represents like the failure of the expectation to come through. And I think that you and your person, Virgo, had a mutual expectation, and it just hasn't come through. So the Wheel of Fortune comes into play, and I think it's really just kind of opening, something transpires or something just kind of opens up in your mind, and you kind of wake up and realize this isn't really going anywhere. It's not living up to its intended purpose, this relationship. And the Four of Swords here, you're really disconnecting. You're thinking about you know, the relationship as it stands, Virgo. And I think with the Seven of Swords here, you feel like, you know, your time is slipping away from you. So I know that's a weird thing to say about the Seven of Swords, but it's like, you know, it really isn't like you're being robbed of anything, or somebody is stealing your peace of mind, or taking something physically from you, or kind of conquering over you. To me, it just is like, it feels like while you're stuck in this relationship, this Four of Swords, you haven't done anything yet. You haven't really made a move about this relationship not living up to its expectation. I think you're really taking time to kind of examine that. But in the meantime, you're having this realization that it's like you're losing out because this relationship isn't really living up to its expectation. I don't like to give negative readings. You know, that's not what I'm about. But I do feel that like there is a sense of like, okay, sense of loss, but not because it's your person's fault or your fault. It's just it didn't have the enduring flair that kind of maybe that was there in the beginning early on, especially the Three of Cups. It felt like this was like the expectation, and it just fell flat. So the Seven of Swords here to me is like, you know, it's like you're really not benefiting from the relationship. You're not really losing out because of the relationship, but there just isn't really a sense of satisfaction here. And I think that your person is feeling the same way with the Ten of Swords here. So something I feel, Virgo, just kind of causes you to kind of wake up and start to examine and realize that maybe you need to make a change in your romantic life. And so the Ten of Swords here is, I think that they're really just kind of feeling the same way. I don't think this is about betrayal. I think they're just feeling like they're kind of stuck and in this circumstance, and they don't really know how to communicate that with you. They have the Magician here, and it's kind of funny because the Wheel of Fortune is kind of the universe coming into play. But the Magician is like them trying to take matters into their own hands, and they're trying to just like move on to better things. But I feel like they don't really know how to tell you, Virgo. So this is definitely all about really getting real with the status of this relationship. And I think this is like a mutual parting of ways here with the Nine of Pentacles. It's like your person is looking at, you know, there's better things out there for the both of us, but I think that they're, you know, obviously thinking about themselves. And I think that, you know, maybe they're looking at things a little bit differently than you are, because they have the Seven of Swords or you have the Seven of Swords, and it's like feeling like, okay, I'm kind of losing out because nothing's happening in this relationship and it's going nowhere. And then they're kind of like, they're trying to take matters in their own hands with the Magician, and I think that they're probably going to kind of come out of nowhere and tell you that they are moving on. They're ready to just kind of just you know, peacefully you know, agree to part ways, you know, that the relationship really isn't working. They're looking toward something that they're not finding in this relationship, Virgo. This is a very, kind of sounds disappointing. It sounds like a downer, but I don't think it is. I feel like this is like a mutual understanding that it just isn't working. And so there's like this, there's like, neither one wants to hurt the other is the way I look at this. But I think, Virgo, your person eventually, you know, might communicate to you here, especially in February, that they're ready just to move on from this relationship with the Six of Swords here. Okay, so you know, I feel that there's a mutual separation here that's coming into play in February, and I really feel that there's something that's karmic. It's coming in. This is like a karmic relationship where it's not a soulmate relationship. It was meant to teach the both of you a lesson, but like, you know, the universe is stepping in with the Wheel of Fortune to try and you know, put you on a different path. And they're trying to create their own path with the Magician. You know, they want to move on from this as well. So I think the both of you, Virgo, are really kind of concerned about hurting the other one's feelings, and I think that you're both being considerate of each other, so which is actually really nice to see, like, kind of come out in the cards. Like, you know, you don't want to hurt each other, but you're both kind of like, nobody's really making a move, nobody's really communicating kind of how they're feeling about the relationship. You have come to the edge here. and happy. So this is all about finding your true happiness, and I think that this relationship actually is holding you back. There's some things, Virgo, that you have yet to do before you really get tied down in a relationship, or something that's going to hold you back from accessing your highest potential. And so I feel that the come to the edge is saying that after this relationship is over, you're really going to be called to do some things that maybe you have held back from doing before, or maybe you would be too afraid to do. Not that it's risky, but it's pushing you to reach your maximum potential, and it's ultimately going to bring you to a happy place. And I don't think this happy is all about like finding your nirvana necessarily. It's more about being happy that you are free to kind of just be in pursuit of something, some other things that bring you a good amount of joy. I think you're happy being productive, and I don't think you feel very productive right now with the relationship. And one more for you, Virgo. The blessing to shield and safeguard you. So this is saying, as you move away from this relationship, you have a protection around you. Don't be afraid to try new things. You're going to be okay, even when you're uncertain about your future or what's next. You have this element of protection. You have this divine shield around you. You're kind of encompassed in somewhat of a protective bubble. Like you're going to be okay even when you're worried about doing one thing or the other. So don't be afraid to take reasonable risks. Okay, Virgo, this is your reading. It's kind of like I said, I don't like to do negative readings, and though this might sound negative, I kind of do feel like it's positive, because I feel like there's like this mutual kind of understanding, but one person needs to be willing to approach the other in order for things to move on. And I think that's already in motion here. So I feel like there is this mutual separation to move on to different things. You both have different ideas of what you want for yourselves, and I think that's why things are kind of going the way that they are. Okay, Virgo, if this was for you, and if you felt like it spoke to you, leave me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, let me know, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Again, remember, can't be for everybody, so if it wasn't, just leave it, but if it was, I'd love to hear about it. Okay, and I'm going to say I'll see you in about another week. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks.